I get so excited when we break the rules a little bit, which is what we're about to do right now, because we're having a conversation that actually taps into the fact that despite economic headwinds that have been facing South Africa and continue to face the economy, some investors have just not been deterred, investing against conventional wisdom, bringing high-end brands to an ailing economy. And that's exactly what Brandgroup International is doing. Nitsa Comninos-Rose is the managing director of Brandgroup International, and she's here to chat to us a little bit and also to show us and tell us what the models that are here with us this evening are wearing and what this brand is trying to represent. Nitsa, thank you so much for making the time to join us. I mean, that's the big conundrum that everybody's asking. The economy is not doing well, and yet there is continual investment in high-end brands. How do we make sense of this?
Well, I guess the start is to say, where can we find a segment that works for us? How can we create a gap in the market and be able to fill it? And that's exactly what we did in 2007 when we started talking to Tiger of Sweden and when we decided to bring an international brand into the country. We launched in 2009 when the economic crisis had just hit. People were saying to us, you must be crazy, it will never work. And we took the leap. And I guess it was about going back to basics, first of all, realizing what it is to be in business and what it takes. And then I guess it's just having faith and taking a risk. You know, I'm not an economist. I'm not a politician. I'm a retailer at heart. That's the business that I know. And I guess to make it in today's world, you have to have a little bit of that retail gut, you know, to be able to do it.
The risks you have to take, because you've got to feel the market, and you never know what the market's going to accept. No. So I suppose it's experience, but it's instinct built with experience.
100%. So you look at all the scientific factors and all the maths and all the macroeconomic factors, the microeconomic factors, and you look at all the things that could affect your business. But actually, at the end of the day, it's about selling clothes or selling products. People have still got to dress. People still look for a little bit of luxury when they're going through the challenges of life. And it's about being able to position your brand in the right segment of the market and appealing to that consumer, but not only appealing to them once, being able to bring them back, so retaining them.
So, Nitsa, let's talk about one of the latest brands recently launched in the South African market, the Kooples. And I know Greg and Cindy are standing by. They're going to come in and show us some of their wares. But what are you doing with this brand, and what is it communicating?
So the Kooples is a uniquely French brand established in 2008 by three brothers. And it's about a little bit of punk, a little bit of rock and roll, with some solid English Savile Row tailoring running through its veins. Very big in France. In fact, making inroads all around the world, and we wanted to launch something that we felt wasn't available in the market, wasn't a brand that we were already covering in our segment, but something that we knew the public would love. But we are in the affordable luxury markets.
Greg and Cindy, thank you so very much. Greg could give David a couple of lessons. Dave,
thanks.
Three-piece suit.
I'm in awe.
Yeah,
I'm in awe.
That really looks impressive. But there's something that you said there. You said this is an affordable target in terms of the pricing model. So what has been the appetite for the brand?
Well, I guess any affordable luxury brand will tell you that there's always an emerging middle class or an emerging market that it appeals to. We differentiate ourselves from the super brands or the luxury brands purely by price, but we do not compromise quality. We do not compromise longevity of product. And in fact, I think the consumer today is a little bit more savvy. You know, they want luxury, but they also realize that they don't necessarily want to pay a premium for a name.
Right.
And that is the segment we appeal to.
David, I know that you're such a big fan of sportswear, so the Kooples sports range is about to come through now.
Right.
And Adama and Sio are going to walk in and give us a sense of that particular range. Again, the thinking around the extension of that brand into the sports range at a luxury level, how has that been received in the market?
So what the three brothers did is they created a sub-brand, which is a little bit West Coast American prep. And there was a great response to this, you know, just urban, relaxed kind of urban wear, but with that Kooples cool.
So what's sporty about it? It looks very casual and elegant, casual elegant. What's
Well,
sporty?
sports luxe is really a fashion trend in the, right now. But what is sporty is the use of some technical fabrics in some of the pieces, and I guess the styling details, like a little bit of hoods and ribs and things
I
like
don't
that.
see any Blue Bulls or Sharks logos.
Fantastic. Thanks,
Not
Adama
on
and Sio. Amaka and Annie are both wearing day and second day. So what is the difference between day and second day, Nitsa?
Well, Dayberg at Mikkelsen is a Danish brand, established, and I love this, established in 1997 on a rainy day in Copenhagen. And this is called Effortless Elegance for an Untamed Soul. This is about a bohemian woman that is, doesn't stick to any rules and loves to mix things up a little bit.
I love this.
This is a really cool brand.
Effortless elegance for an untamed woman.
An
Yeah,
untamed
I love
soul.
it.
Exactly.
Untamed soul.
Exactly. And second day is a diffusion line that Dayberger created, and this is a little bit younger, a little bit edgier, a little bit more fashion forward, breaking the rules of fashion a little bit.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Thank you so much, Amaka and Annie. So again, just to come back to the attraction by the South African market, who's the typical customer at Brandgroup International? Who's spending?
You know, it's interesting, and I hate to put any of our customers in a box because I actually can't. We've got CEOs and kind of high-powered business people that love our tailoring brands like Tiger of Sweden. We've got youngsters that aspire to wear the fashion-forward brands, a part of the brands. So effortless elegance and the affordable luxury segment right now is appealing to everybody from your 13-year-old youngster right through to your
I heard
CEO.
you were in the lines at Mall of Africa when they launched.
No.
David was definitely not in the lines, but we're going to talk about Tiger of Sweden in a second. But again, you were right there in the mall, launching as well. Are you excited about the retail space and the development of that space in South Africa, while Greg and Cindy come out wearing, of course, Tiger of Sweden?
How could I not be excited about an amazing development like that, developed by an incredible company and a catchment area of consumer that I think is untapped. So we are really thrilled. We opened 3 stores and we are thrilled about it.
Can I just ask about the colors? I mean, this are both solid colors in terms of the choice, both absolutely stunning. Is this the thing that we're supposed to be getting into this winter? Is this the trend?
Well, I think what Greg is wearing is typically Tiger of Sweden, that kind of monotone look, color on color is very, very important for Scandinavian fashion. And Cindy also wearing color on color, but then pushing the boundaries a little bit with a bit of green, which adds a bit of excitement. But I mean, you wear a color like that, most people are scared of it, but when you see it dressed up like this, it's really elegant.
Fantastic. They change very quickly.
Very quickly. Greg and Cindy, thank you so much. And David, that conversation we're having about blessers and the like, this is when it comes handy. But again, you've pushed the envelope and you've gone into Tiger of Sweden in terms of a sporting range as well.
It's a jeans brand.
It's a jeans brand. So Tiger of Sweden jeans, and Adama and Sio are standing by to walk us through that particular range. Again, why that particular decision?
Well, I think the Scandinavian head office realized that there was a need for a very cool jeans brand. Tiger of Sweden introduced stretch jeans to the Scandinavian market a few years ago. And this is Tiger of Sweden is called a different cut, and Tiger jeans is called a different look. It's all about black denim, dark denim, and also very monotone colors. But what I love about these brands, and I think why we appeal so much to a wide range of consumer, is because we have something for every age group. We have something for every segment of the market.
David, I'd really love your comments on this, because I know how you just die when you see monochrome colors. Are you convinced now?
Well, in this case, it's not just monochrome. There's lots of design in it.
Yes.
What interests me is that there's jewelry that can go with this, there's bags, there's shoes in particular. Is that the total package?
I think that's what these successful affordable luxury brands are doing today, no matter where they come from. They create a lifestyle and a holistic look. And I think that's why people love them so much.
Adama and Sio, thank you so very much. You guys look absolutely gorgeous. So what happened?
Is that all?
I would not have thought that you would want to sit through a longer fashion show.
No, I don't want to analyze it, but I like watching it.
Let's talk about the African continent. I mean, we've been talking about South Africa and you being in the Mall of Africa, and of course knowing that you're in a lot of the big malls around the country. What is your take on the appetite for the rest of the continent for these brands?
Well, we know that there's an appetite, and we know that that is part of our plan to start moving into Africa. But the first thing we want to make sure is that we have an operational strategy that is that is sustainable, of course, and that when we go into the other parts of Africa, we can be there securely and trade properly and give those markets what they need. So our aim is to really make sure that we do South Africa perfectly, but we have the full support of our principals to move into Africa when we're ready to do that.
And of course, David, if there's any donation bags lying around, you and I are perfect recipients, right?
I want that phrase again for you. The effortless elegance
for an untamed soul.
Untamed soul. That's
I love
it.
it. A very big thank you to Nitsa Comninos-Rose, Managing Director at Brandgroup International.